Carl Schubitzke, we're here, end of the season. We're about to close out year 3 of Amsoil Champ Off-Road. Let's reflect on this year. What's been some of your most favorite moments of the year?
I just think overall, like the growth of the sport. Obviously, I'm a huge motorsport enthusiast, fan. And for some reason, like this year was just special in that, like the amount of participants, the amount of racers, the amount of crew, the amount of fans, and so like that got my blood going every single event. Like every single event grew. And so I was like, there's an exact moment, but overall I'm just extremely happy. Like how the season ended, and of course it ended in here, which will be fantastic. It'll be a great weekend, but overall to see the growth, to see the people, and to see them now start to, you know, trust us or just get to know us, like that we're here for them. You know, we're all part of it. We're racing fans. We love families. We love being around it. So that was the biggest like takeaway. I feel like this year is just a really, really, really good year. And I know it's kind of corny or cliche that each year gets better, but it was a great year, and I'm excited for the future. So.
And I would have to echo that statement. You know, with the growth we had seen from 2020 to 2021, huge growth. So going into this year, it's like, how do we top that? But it happened, and I say we. That's the sport as a whole.
Yeah.
And I know that's what you and the entire operation have your sights set on. So let's rewind to you, John Daniels, ISOC Racing. What made you want to get into this? To my understanding, this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. You'd been scouting this out for many years. Yeah,
because obviously for our company, we do the snow during the winter, and we do a bunch of different television projects during the summer, and I like racing. I like being involved with racing. I grew up racing. So we'd come out to, you know, certain events, and there was always discussions with Amsoil and discussions of, you know, because at that time it was a turmoil of owners, so we had a lot of meetings, and at one point I thought it was going to happen, and then it didn't. But then it kind of resurfaced, and we got to know more and more people, and fortunately for us, it just kind of came together. And you know, hindsight 2020 of it was perfect timing. We were ready to expand, we were ready to take on the challenge, and we were so happy we did, and we couldn't be more grateful. And again, just taking the opportunity that presented us. So again, we loved racing. We always want to be involved with racing, and now I get to year round. So again, I'm grateful. Yeah.
And I know you, not just a huge motorsports fan, but a participant over the years, be it on the motocross, snowmobile side. What is it about off-road that got you hooked?
Seeing Pro 4 come through a corner about 80 miles an hour sideways. I mean, if you are a true enthusiast of motorsports, I'm not just saying it, but I do believe this is one of, if not the best forms of racing in the world. Like, and I've seen it all: Formula One, MotoGP, you know, Indy, NASCAR, everything. I mean, this is something special. It's something amazing. It's something very unique, very different. What they do, and the racing this year in all classes and just everything. That's what gets me hooked. And honestly, what probably gets me more hooked than that is just seeing families. I don't know why. It gets me emotional as I get older. Of like, I remember driving with my family in the RV, and my dad, you know, putting me in the bathroom so he didn't have to pay an extra admission ticket. You know, like, and that's what I always wanted. You know, when I retired from racing, it's like, we still need that. And I think people can get burnt out on racing, and people can take steps away, but after like 2 or 3 years, they realize what they missed. And just being involved with motorsport families, being involved with great people, being at the races on the weekend, like Labor Day, I can't think of anything I'd rather do. And there's so many iconic weekends like that for me throughout the year of literally there's nowhere I want to be. I'm, you know, a lot of the people are kind of tired of the season's ending and kind of a little bit burnt out, but at the same time, I bet in 2 weeks they'll be kind of itching of when do we get back? When do we get back with our racing family and that adrenaline rush of the smell in the air that you only can get at a race?
And you had mentioned, like, you know, you going to motorsports events as a kid. We know that I remember from my early days as a kid, everyone who stopped to sign an autograph or take a picture with me, and fans remember that stuff. How important is it to you and the organization to build those connections, connecting driver with fan and telling those stories?
It's everything. I believe that's where we have an advantage over those larger forms of racing, of the connectivity or just the availability of racers. And honestly, I can say that this industry is top notch. All the drivers are very open. You know, if a kid comes up or a family comes up, because that's what people want to attach to. And again, that availability doesn't happen in NASCAR, it doesn't happen in other forms. So it's kind of like this good little area where it's still very professional, it's still respectable. Obviously, these gentlemen and females are athletes. It's amazing what they do. But that connection is just super important because, again, like I remember getting pro racer's goggles as he threw them off in practice and holding them in my room, you know, and then having them signed or whatever. And just like, again, that's what's cool about this sport. That's what's cool about a lot of sports I'm involved in, of that type of relationship.
Earlier, you had mentioned the word expansion.
Yep.
I'd like to go back to that. What is the plan? You know, I hear people make comments of, oh, we should be rapidly expanding, and others have a more conservative approach like we've taken. So what is your stance and vision for expanding off-road?
We are. I mean, we're going to expand for sure. I definitely am on the more conservative side, and the reason being is, I mean, history kind of repeats itself. I don't mind. I'm a very honest person and very transparent of, you know, I'm technically the fourth owner of this industry within the last 10 years, which isn't good. But we are stable. We are, you know, want to grow, but we will, you know, just, I guess, more take a conservative approach of like, okay, what's the best locations for us? What's best for the sport? What's best for the racers? I think in a lot of times the question was always, well, let's go to these big markets, let's go do this, and then everything will come, the sponsorship will come. Well, then when the sponsorship didn't come and these racers had the budgets, it made it difficult not only with the series, but on the racers. So again, we do plan on expanding. We plan on going to for sure 7 next year. So we started with 5, we're going to 7 next year, and maybe even 8, but more realistically 8 by 2024. And we're, as of even this week, I'm going out to look at a couple of locations. So we are definitely expanding, but at the same time, maybe not at the growth of where some people want. But again, back to, we have to make sure our sport is healthy, which it is right now. We got to make sure the racers are healthy, which that's another goal of mine, is to raise purses, because it costs a lot of money to go racing in any form of racing. And I think if we get more money in the purses, that'd be great. It'd be healthier for the sport. And also, number 2, expand, so we spread our footprint, so we get more sponsorship and people look at us. Because again, back to my original, like, the more people that see the sport, the more people that experience it, I think the bigger the sport will grow. And I know that's the sentiment of a lot of people over the last 20 years, but it's true. So we do have to expand. So we are looking to that for 2023 and then 2024.
I love that, because like you said, expansion is important, but sustainability is what this sport has not had for many years. So I think that's really great. Can you give us any insight? I would have to assume that the OffRoad Gems are going to be on the schedule long term. Are you able to say anything about what 2023 might have in store, aside from adding an event? Yeah,
well, obviously we have great partners, and these events were fantastic, so you can definitely see them on 2023 schedule. But you just have to wait. Maybe another, I think November 1st will be our launch on the new one, but it'll be out of the Midwest, it'll be farther south. So again, I don't want to give away too much, but at the same time, that's our goal, and that's the plan.
I am excited for it. November 1st, tentatively aiming to have that schedule out. Last question I have for you, Carl. A lot of people don't have the pleasure of knowing you personally. You know, they look at off-road as just this, or Amsoil Champ Off-Road as just being this one being, but you're a very approachable guy, and I want everyone to be able to see that. So I want to pose the question to you of, like, what do you want the industry, the fans, the racers, the teams, what do you want them to know about yourself and Champ Off-Road?
I think maybe the biggest thing is that I'm definitely one of them. I'm not in this for the money. I didn't do anything for recognition. I don't care about any of those accolades, and I don't care. I want to stress that it's a team effort, because it is. When I see success and when I see things happen, it's because of a huge group of people, and I just admire that, and it honestly motivates me. People motivate me. You know, within not our employees or the racers that I meet or the families that I meet. So again, I think that's like the biggest thing. And 2, like, if there is any issues, just come and talk to me. Like, I love talking to people. I could talk all day, and I love meeting people, and I love hearing cool stories, and even the bad stuff. I don't mind addressing it because, so I think those are the two big takeaways. Like, again, just I'm always here. I'm always available. I'm not trying to do anything underlying or anything. I'm here for these families. I'm here for the racers. I'm here for the sponsors. I'm here for everyone. And it's not just me. It's a huge team. And we're all like just trying to make it better, make a better experience for everyone involved, from the tracks to the sponsors to the racers to the spectators, just everyone. Just at the end of the day, have a great time, love the sport, be involved, and take something away from it that's special to you and you alone.